Club Championships. As I said, the Saints entertain Paris in the playoff for the quarter-final, final place in the playoffs. Saints in 4th place in Pool A, Paris winners of Pool B, and the prize for tonight's winners is an away trip to Brisbane to face the Brisbane Broncos on the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of October. Here come the Saints side out this evening, led by Chris Joynt. The Saints side for this evening, a couple of changes due to injury and family problems. Danny Arnold at fullback, Joey Hayes, Alan Hunt, Andy Haig in for Paul Newlove, and Anthony Sullivan to 3/4. Sean Long moves to scrum half, Carl Hammond back to standoff with Bobby Golding. His wife had a baby yesterday. I believe she's in a critical condition in Aldray Hospital, and we wish Bobby Golding, his wife Paula, and all the family our best wishes. In the front row we have Andy Leatham, Kieran Cunningham and Julian O'Neill, Via Matautia and Derek McVie in the second row, Chris Joynt loose forward. On the bench we have Ian Pickavance, Paul Anderson, Andy Northey and Chris Morley. The Paris Saint-Germain side, well, I don't know whether they're still called Paris Saint-Germain, but the Paris side, Bird at fullback, Marnie, Wall, Couttet and Hyde, Divecci and Bergman, the half-back pairing, Menkins, Bellamy and Priddle in the front row, Cabastani, Hogue and Ricard in the back three, with Couttet, Azima, Sort and El Kalouki on the bench. Saints have possession with Paris kicking off. Many changes in the Paris side from last Sunday's game. I think there's only 2 players that actually started that game, Bergman and Bird. But it's the Saints that have the possession. Julian O'Neill, Cunningham at dummy half, on to Chris Joynt. Nearly burst through there. Priddle, the man in the tackle now. It's Kieran Cunningham. Takes a big hit there, man and ball. Craig Menkins, prop forward for the Paris side. Now with Sean Long, dips one over the top. Saints pegged. Are they pegged for offside? Referee Russell Smith, yes, moving in quickly. And Ricard receiving treatment there, just took a knock early on. Just been playing over a minute. And we've got a substitute on straight away. Sort has come on, I think, for Ricard. That's a quick substitution, isn't it? In the second minute, but Paris have the possession. Cabastani driving the ball up. Cunningham and Leatham in at the tackle. Menkins, gang tackling by the Saints, and after last Sunday's performance, the coach wasn't pleased with it. 36-26, the Saints won, but the tackling left a lot to be desired as far as Sean McRae was concerned. Blindside ploy. Troy Bellamy, live wire hooker. Once again, Priddle moves it blindside, slips it out there to Marnie. Last tackle of the sequence. Bergman tried to duck under the tackle there of Julian O'Neill. It's the turnover. Hammond relieves him of ball possession. O'Neill takes it on the blind side. Saints will have to spread it out. Joey Hayes there, but that's good gang tackling by the Paris side. They were looking at the referee. They didn't know whether Hayes had lost possession, but no, Paris move up quickly. Andy Goodway got his troops fired up. Chris Joynt, 20 metres out. No score at present. Approaching 3 minutes gone. Via Matautia. Been injured for the last game or so. Now it's Hammond that puts the ball deeply upfield. Oh, juggling with the ball was Dion Bird. And he drives it up. He's met there by O'Neill and Cunningham. Acting half-back, Troy Bellamy. Oh, I beg your pardon, it's Nick Hyde this time. Fooled the commentator. Not very hard, I say. But Paris have the possession. Menkins turns in the tackle, looking to release it. Cunningham round the base, Matautia round the top. Paris within striking distance now. Bellamy that was this time attacked in half. Back to Bellamy, he keeps it up, the movement going. 30 metres out from the Saints line. Bergman puts it out to Bird, looking for support inside. Well, that's a try, there's no danger about that. It is a try. Marnie goes over for the try. I think they may have only been 20 metres out when I said there was 30, but the Paris side did well. 3 minutes gone on the clock, and Marnie, the number 2 for the Paris side, opens the scoring for the Paris side, and that's quietened the Saints spectators here tonight. Saints with more or less a very strong side, and as I said before, only two I think, Bergman and Bird, that played in last Sunday's defeat of Halifax 32-0. They won, but that's a great start for the Paris side. Drove it downfield, moved it to the left, on the left flank. Bird linking up from the full-back position, made the extra man, escaped the clutches of the Saints tacklers, passed the ball inside to Sean Marnie, and he went over for the 4-pointer. 4-0, 3 minutes gone. Well, the goal kick attempt waved away. So the score still remains 4-0. Russell Smith wants the Paris side all onside from the kick-off. Derek McVie, powerhouse second row forward. Now it's with Andy Leatham, powerhouse front row forward. Leatham, one of the stars of the trip down under the 3 matches. Matautia looking for support on his right hand side. Mauling up the play of the ball, and referee Russell Smith moves in quickly. Sean Long with the positional kicking duties. Well, I suppose he'll share it along with Carl Hammond this evening. Finds touch on the main stand side, and the Saints restart. Just joint diagonal run up to the halfway line. Second bite of the cherry there. Romain Sort came in. Now it's with Alan Hunt. Took a knock here at Nosey Road on Sunday against the Oldham Bears. Paul Newlove got clattered early on, but Hunt's recovered. McVie moves out. McVie again, he's lost the possession. Was it pulled out? Well, that looked like a forward pass as the Paris side came up with the ball. But knocking the ball out of the tackle is the decision. Saints with the penalty. They want points on the board. They've an overlap on the left. Alan Hunt drives in. Arnold, quick hands into Sullivan. Saints in at the corner. The touch judge is down to boot. 6 minutes gone, approaching 7 minutes. And the Saints reply in kind. Russell Smith points to the spot. Anthony Sullivan in for his 24th try of the season. Equal top scorer with Alan Hunt. But lots of rumours of lots of unrest here at Nosey Road. The ordinary commoner, just the same as myself, we never get to the bottom of it. Play on there, as it touches a Paris player, it comes to Alan Hunt, and then it comes back. And he's given, well, I don't know what he's given. Offside he's given, it looks as though. But surely that ball, it played the Paris player, then it played Alan Hunt. It certainly looks as though it played Alan Hunt. And then the hooker, Troy Bellamy, came up with it, but referee Russell Smith didn't see it that way. A penalty to the Saints, 20 metres from the Paris line. And can Saints reply in kind again? Sean Long looking for the way through, offering the dummy. Joint, once again, Saints, can they expose Paris on the left? Lovely dummy from Hammond. Arnold again. Trying to get in this corner. He's brought down, 9 metres short. Cunningham at dummy half. Once again, Matautia. Blockbusting run from Matautia in the second row. Priddle relieves him of ball possession, and Saints have a penalty again. Will they take the 2 on offer? Joint says no. Cunningham plays it quickly, and McVie powers in. Can McVie squeeze it down? Held up by the post. Cunningham, dummy half, long. Hammond, off Alan Hunt's knees, back to Dion Bird, and Paris there have the ball. Saints squander possession on the second or third tackle. Mauling at the play of the ball by the Saints, and the penalty is taken quickly. Referee Russell Smith penalised Saints again. Somebody spoke out of turn. Alan Hunt is just trying to attract the referee's attention. He doesn't want to try too much. He might shove him in the sin bin for 10 minutes. That ball's not found touch. So bad kick by the Paris side. Arnold brings the ball up. Well, very slowly brings it up. Saints slow to get back on side. And Joey Hayes now, only his second full start of the season. Last Sunday being the first. Andy Leatham. Once again the Saints build up. Hammond. Saints stretch it out. Chris Joint. Dummy runner Matautia coming on the opposite diagonal. But Paris stick to the tackling. Hunt again. The ball kicked upfield. Dion Bird will have to play it. Oh, that's it. My word, a blunder by the Paris side. Dearie me. Dion Bird put the pass out. I think it was Bergman. Oh, Bergman's there. Just couldn't see who it was. Nick Hyde, I think it was, that came to take that ball. Wasn't expecting it. Saints couldn't capitalise on it. But my, oh my. A monumental error. And Paris drop out between the sticks. Taken by Leatham. Good tackling again from the Paris side. Michael Hogue quickly in. Now it's Matautia. Pushes 2 off. Slips it inside to Joint. Quickly dispatched to the earth. 20 metres short. Hammond. Short ball to McVie. The crowd get behind the Saints. Sean Long sees the gap, drives for it. Matautia came on the opposite angle. And once again the Saints spread it. Alan Hunt inside to Hammond. On to Joint. Yes, Cunningham's over. Cunningham under the sticks. Second try for the Saints after 12 minutes. Saints awarded the penalty, tapped it quickly. Plenty of interpassing through the Saints' hands. Coming over to the left here, then turned back in, and Cunningham saw the gap. Good eye for the gap. And he went in for his 8th try of the season, the Saints' second of the evening. Sullivan with the first. Cunningham with the second. And there shouldn't be any problem for Sean Long. Right in front of the sticks. Deputising in the absence of Bobby Golding. This will give the Saints a 6-point cushion. 10 points to 4 at present. It will be 10 points to 4 when he kicks it. 8 points to 4 at present. Sean Long, no problem. Between the sticks, over the upright. 2 points to the Saints. 10-4 the score. As we know, the Saints didn't win a game in this World Club Championship, so tonight could be the first for them. Paris did manage to win one. At home, they lost to Hunter 28-12. They beat Perth 24-0. And away, they lost to Hunter 32-0 and lost to Perth 30 points to 12. And as I told you before, today's winners get an away trip to play the Brisbane Broncos. Saints with 4 games left in the league. as Paris have, I think, and judging by the changes in the side tonight. But obviously they're putting up a good performance. Let's hope the Saints can contain them. But only 2 or maybe 3 players from Sunday's game, and they maybe have one eye on the Super League, because they're at the bottom of the table. They play Warrington in Paris on Saturday, and maybe they're looking forward to that with one eye on it. Saints away Sunday to play Castleford Tigers, then Warrington away the following Friday, then 2 home games, Leeds on the bank holiday, and we play Paris again, the final game of the season here at Nosey Road. Penalty to the Saints. 30 metres from their own line, they find touch. Once again Cunningham steps up, attacked in half. Saints pass it along the line. Matautia coming through. Got to get this big man coming through. Matautia and McVie running the angles, running down the flanks, taking the defence on, slipping it inside. Chris Joint there as well. Menkins flopping. Well, in my opinion, he was flopping. The referee seems to agree with me. That's probably a first. And Sean Long will step up and finds touch. 35 metres from the Paris line on the popular side of this Nosey Road arena. Leatham. Oh, Saints nearly caught napping. Julian O'Neill steps up. Cabastani, one of the tacklers, along with Sort. Cunningham. Long, Joint. 20 metres short. Leading by 10 points to 4. Once again, Long taking control. Arnold linking up again from the full-back position. And Saints move it infield, moving it over to that right flank. Derek McVie again. Just taken down. Blindside ploy, Hammond. Sullivan from over on the left, over there to the right. Yeah, the Saints putting the power play on, is it, and the turnover? Or had the Saints knocked the ball forward? Well, it was a penalty to Paris. For whatever reason. And Paris restart. 20 metres away from their own line. Quite a poor crowd here this evening. There was a poor crowd on Sunday. 6,000 here on Sunday. I didn't think there was that many on, actually. But poor spectators, poor crowd tonight. Tony Priddle takes it blindside. Big powerful Aussie. Runs down the left flank. Menkins comes up. Puts the ball back in field to Tony Wall, but Saints come up with it. Hammond quickly in. And once again, the Saints faithful get behind them. Hunt. Out to Sullivan. Sullivan partnering Hunt, or should I say Hunt partnering Sullivan on the left flank. We was given that Haig was going to be on the left flank, but Haig over there on the right with Joey Hayes. McVie powering up the flank there, turns the ball inside. Saints come up with it, Haig goes over. Is the try given? I think it is. Oh, it is. Didn't know whether the referee was going to go to the big screen, but he's quite happy with it. The touch judge comes in field. The touch judge was going to report to referee Russell Smith, but he's happy with it. Great break up that right flank though, just as I was saying before. This is what these big men are going to be doing. McVie and Matautia. But Andy Haig touches down. Strikes it well. Oh yes, we like that one. The touch judges there raise the flags. And Long makes it 16 points to 4. 3 tries, 2 goals, 16 points. Just approaching the 20-minute mark. Quarter of the game gone. Priddle takes it up that left channel again. Solid tackling from the Saints, and they've got to get back in the swing. Kabastani drives it downfield. Obviously this is Saints' second game in 4 days. They play at Castleford on Sunday. So 3 games within 7-8 days. Not what Saints wanted after coming back from Australia. But it's just the way the fixtures come out, especially with this playoff here. Joey Hayes lets it go back. Will it find touch? It does. Right by St Bernard. Scrum down. 10 metres in from the Saints line. 20 metres in from the main stand side. And Russell Smith just chatting to the players on the run, as they say. Long feeds it inside to Joey Hayes. Bird linking up from the full-back position. Tony Wall, the man in there. Matau, well, he lost it there, I think. It looked as though he'd lost it. The referee allows play to go on, and we'll not grumble. If you don't tell him, I won't. Cunningham turns it in field. O'Neill again, but good tackling by the Paris side. Just a bit sloppy at certain times has led to the Saints' tries, but McVie running strongly. Long puts the ball upfield again, keeps it in the field of play. Bird's got to play it. Draws the defence in, slips it inside this time to the first try scorer for Paris, Marnie. Bergman at dummy half, I think it was then. Once again, Paris break quickly. Alex Coute. We think it's his brother Nick Coute on the bench. But Paris again, Bergman ducks under the tackle. Bergman lost control of the ball. Paris do come up with it. It touched a Saints player and then came back, but the initial knock on with Bergman, he ducked under the tackle. He just lost control. A scrum down will be formed 20 metres from the Saints line. Head and feed to the Saints. Long feeds it. The ball held in the pack there, and Paris moved up quickly. Nearly got penalised for offside by referee Smith. Hunt. Matautia, shoulder down, drives it through. Saints in the lead by 16 points to 4, 23 minutes of the game gone. O'Neill, well, second bite to the cherry there. Kabastani lifting O'Neill's leg as Cunningham drives upfield. Great run from Kieran Cunningham. O'Neill, Hammond, he puts a high one. Saints are chasing it. Arnold, well there onside. Oh, good take that. Dion Bird took it well and managed to get into the field of play. Sullivan marking his man up, completes the tackle. Hunt there with him. Well, running repairs there for the... Well, it's... I just couldn't make out who it was then, but somebody with the headband on. As Troy Bellamy goes from the acting half-back, Kabastani takes the ball up, Cunningham brings him to earth. Priddle looking to unload. Good tackling this time, Haig and Hammond. Long quickly out of the blocks. It was on the 6th tackle, putting pressure on the Paris side. And did that go out on the full? No, just bouncing in the field of play and then going out. Scrum down, head and feed to the Saints. And referee just talking to the players on the run. It's Phil Ricard that's been strapped up. Obviously that must have been a blood bin substitution, that I could imagine, with him going off in the first minute. And Sort coming on. So Ricard back on the pitch. Saints have the possession. Sullivan with it. Up to Joint. Now to Matautia. Saints in the lead by 16 points to 4. Sean Long sees the gap. Go! Completely bamboozled the full-back bird there and slipped it inside to Alan Hunt. Great try there. Bit of individualism by Sean Long. Saints getting the ball out there, and it coming to Long. Little bit of brilliance on quite a slippy pitch. We've had a further downpour this afternoon round this area, and Long went through, completely bamboozled Dion Bird, the full-back. Completely unselfish, slipped it out to Alan Hunt in support, and that's what the Saints have got to do, support the man in possession, and the dividends will come. Long converts it, 22-4 the score. As I said, we've got to play Paris here at Nosey Road in the league. Last game of the season. We played at the Charlotte a few weeks ago, 44 points to 6 we won. Completed the double over Paris last season, 52-10 here at home, 32-12 in Paris. So Paris still yet to lower the Saints' colours. Well taken there, Divecci, onto Priddle. Bellamy steps up, attacked in half, moves it over to his right. Phil Rickard. And Paris driving the ball up. Saints going to be, well, I thought Saints was going to be penalised there, when in fact they have been penalised. Not marking up correctly at the play of the ball is Russell Smith's interpretation. So Paris restart. Menkins drives through, twists in the tackle, looking to unload, nobody with him. Saints complete the tackle, and Paris build up again. One try on the board for them. Well, the referee in again. Is he saying the tackle is a little high? I think he is. Cabastanier, Didier Cabastanier, the second row forward, feeling the full force of that tackle, just holding his jaw there. And Paris with the penalty. Michael Hogue was driving it up, slipped it inside. Menkins again driving the ball up. Bellamy, dummy half. Bellamy scampers through, just losing his footing. Certainly within striking distance there of the Saints line. The ball adjudged to have been knocked on. Divecci, Fabian Divecci, bounces it down in disgust. And it's going to be a scrum down with the Saints head and feed. 29 minutes gone, Saints 22, Paris 4. Paris have a home date against Warrington this Saturday, as I said before. And Warrington, well, that's a high tackle there, isn't it? As the man was going down in the tackle, Arnold. Warrington have a date over the border there in Wigan tonight. They're playing the old Pie Eaters. Warrington had a good win against Salford on Sunday, 23-8. And the Pie Eaters went down by 2 points at Sheffield, 24-22. Saints went down by 2 points earlier in the season. Matautia puts the ball inside. Well, Paris come up with it. Cabastani comes away with it. McVie wanted to unload it, but a Paris hand touched it, and Paris come up with possession. So Saints squandering it again. Nobody wants it. Finally picked up by Alex Coute. Bellamy at dummy half. Menkins driving the ball up. O'Neill clamps his man round the chest, so he can't relieve the ball possession. Divecci, drop off ball there. Good driving run. Well, Cunningham, he'll have to watch it. Michael Hogue driving through. Now it's Bellamy, chips it through, the ball's loose. Paris play on as the referee wiped the tackle count clean. Nick Hyde going for the corner, sliding, and he slid into touch. Good tackling there by the Saints players, forcing the man into touch, as Paris did well. Brought the ball over, had to move it quickly. Jerome Azima has taken the field, taking his place there in the front row. In place of Menkins, I think. Joey Hayes. Hayes again. Still driving, pumping the legs, trying to get out of the tackle. Finally brought to earth by Tony Wall. The PA system just reiterating what I've told you. Menkins leaving and Azima being brought on. Saints have the penalty. Paris infringing at the play of the ball. Cunningham restarts. 8 minutes left of the first half. Saints with a 22 points to 4 lead. Lovely ball there. On to Hunt. Hunt tried to flick it out. The Paris man got in the way. It went back towards the Paris posts. Nick Coute on the field as well. Another substitution for Paris. Here the touch judge there giving instructions to keep the game moving. As soon as the man's tackled, you've got to roll away. Well, theoretically, you've got to roll away. But Paris moved the ball down. Into the Saints half now. Well, lost possession. Hunt kicks it through. Is it play on? Alan Hunt completes the tackle. Has the referee given a knock on? He's brought play back. Kabastani, the man there that had the possession. Scrum down, head and feet to the Saints. That was obviously played advantage to the Saints with Paris moving forward and just going into Saints territory, losing the possession, knocking it forward. Alan Hunt kicked it forward, but no real advantage to the Saints, and therefore that's why the scrum was brought back and formed. But the Saints have the possession. Sean Long, wasn't meant for him, but he got it. Trying to produce a bit of the Long magic there, slips it to Joey Hayes, and Saints are just getting bottled up a bit. Derek McVie had a good game tonight so far, running hard and strong. Joint out of the back door. Hammond, Matautia. The big Western Samoan puts it back in field. Hammond takes it. Cunningham goes without it. Paris go without it. Scrum down, head and feet to Paris it will be. Saints being the first culprit to knock it on. Paris couldn't control it. Well, plenty empty spaces on the terraces and in the stand there, as you can see. Not a lot of interest, obviously, from the homesters. Mind you, as I said, poor crowd on Sunday, and there was only about 3,000 at Sheffield, wasn't there? Phil Ricard, loose forward for Paris. Now it's with Priddle, taken a little high by O'Neill, nothing in it. The referee allows play to go on. Paris move the ball into Saints territory. Once again over to this left flank. Over to this right flank, sorry. Left flank as Saints are playing. Only a choice of two, and still got it wrong. Sullivan turns it inside. Paris one man down, just injured in front of us here. Derek McVie loses possession. Sean Marnie comes up with the possession for Paris. Sandy Haig makes sure the tackle's completed. 5 minutes left of the half. Nick Hyde bringing the ball away. Bellamy scampers away, breaks through two. Sean Long brings him down. Good run from Bellamy. 20 metres from the Saints line with Paris attacking. Tony Priddle slips it out. The ball must have been forward. The referee's moved in quickly. So Paris there in their efforts to try and keep it going. The referee there just reading the riot act, just waiting for the Saints players to pack. Derek McVie has been replaced by Ian Pickavance. And we've heard hot off the press tonight that Pickavance and Morley have been placed on the transfer list. Whether that's true, strong rumour going round this evening. Sean McRae said there was going to be clear outs at the end of the season. Also a strong rumour that John Moan is coming to St Helens. Keep posted. We'll listen to rumour control, see if we can bring any more gems up for you. Joint now, running through. Quickly dispatched to the earth. Cabastani. Cunningham steps up, attacked in half. Hammond drills it right upfield for that top corner. Dion Bird will have to play it. Oh, he's dropped a monumental error there. Dion Bird knocked it forward. Joey Hayes in for the try. My, oh my. That's the second blunder that Dion Bird's made tonight. No problem with the try. Hayes in for the try. A well-angled kick there. Hammond was that punted it upfield. Saints fifth. And Sean Long looking to tag the extras on. 26-4 is the score at present. And Andy Goodway, he'll be reading the riot act at half-time. That one waved away. 5 tries, 20 points, 3 goals, 6. And that's how it stands, 26 points to 4. Perhaps 2 minutes at the most remaining of this first half. Long puts it high in the air. Ooh, well, Pickavance in there, a bit of a court hanger job on Priddle. And Pickavance is penalised. Priddle's asking the question there. Russell Smith says he's seen what's gone on. It was a high tackle and he's been awarded the penalty. Azima driving the ball downfield. Once again, Cabastani, powerful second row forward. Taken down by Cunningham. Bellamy at dummy half. Priddle and Pickavance clash again, along with Andy Haig and Carl Hammond. So Dion Bird has been replaced. Made 2 monumental blunders, and Andy Goodway obviously has replaced him. Palace losing control again, but Saints can't capitalise on it. Good play there by Sean Long, putting pressure on the kicker for Paris. In the dying seconds now, can Saints come up with another one before half-time? Arnold puts it high in the air. There's the half-time hooter. Tony Wall took that over there on the left flank. Tony Priddle just having a word with Russell Smith, but the team's going there for the half-time lemons. 26 points to 4 the score. Paris opened the scoring in the 3rd minute with Marnie. Then it was all Saints. Tries from Sullivan, Cunningham, Haig, Hunt and Hayes. 3 goals from Long. Half-time here at Nosey Road. Saints 26, Paris 4. That everybody is onside and everything's tickety-boo, and away we go. 26-4 at half-time. And we're under pressure here at half-time. The ball's loose, but Paris come up with it. Half-time substitution, Andy Northey comes on. But Paris scamper away. Well, there's a commentator's nightmare, isn't it? On at half-time. Abdurazak El Kaluki. How about Eddie Emmons? Oh, well, obviously the game's on Sky, and Emmons and Steve-O, and I'm sure that Steve-O will pass that one over to Eddie Emmons. That's a tester, isn't it? But Andy Northey there into the tackle, just come on at half-time. Paris with the possession, puts it deep upfield. Sits up nicely for Joey Hayes. He arcs round and is brought to earth by Michael Hogue. Inside to O'Neill. O'Neill again, driving it through. Kabastani along with Azima, bring him to earth. Joint used as the dummy runner. Pickavance powers through, and 3 and 4 Paris men. I'm sure Andy Goodway will have roasted his side. Surely Cunningham should have had a penalty for offside there. Surely not 10 metres. Loose ball by the Saints, tidied up by Joey Hayes, as you can see. Very slippy conditions. Same for both sides, and obviously that's what led to Bird slipping with the ball and Hayes going in for the try. Long puts the ball deeply downfield. Nick Hyde goes back for it. And Chris Morley on as well. But Paris have the possession. Drop ball there again. Trying to work the dummy runner, which they did, and then the ball put out to Sort, who's come back on the field at half-time. Saints head and feed. Joint from the base of the scrum. Priddle brings him to earth. Saints spread it out. Chris Morley. Morley again. Morley, can he side through? Scored his first try of the season last Sunday, and he's looking hungry for more. And the number 30 there, I wish he'd keep out of it. Tell you, but it's Abduzak El Kaluki. But Tony Priddle being spoken to. I never noticed whether Priddle was the captain, but he's doing a lot of spouting. Saints have the penalty. Cunningham plays it. Saints move it crossfield. Joint gives the dummy out of the back door. The ball overrun, goes into touch. Scrum down, head and feet to Paris on the first tackle there. Saints just not respecting the ball possession. Russell Smith sees the funny side of it. He's probably asked that number 30 what his name was, and he thought, well, I'll not bother. But anyway, away we go. I shouldn't mock anybody with a name like Hoof, should I? But no, he won't get booked today. John, your cameraman, says that's a certainty. Probably hasn't got a piece of paper long enough. The ball being ripped out of Phil Rickard's hands. Andy Northey, I think, the perpetrator. Michael Hogue there, driving the ball up. Kabastani drives it up, and Northey and Morley try to roll away. El Kaluki in the very prominent position of hooker, so he's going to be taking up the acting half-back position at more or less every occasion. Troy Bellamy has moved out, and Paris put a tester up. Oh, Arnold's lost his footing. The ball's loose. Paris have it. Oh, the cover defence there. Very slippy there at the back. Is that the turnover? It must have been the power play on the sixth tackle. Sullivan gets the ball from the turnover. Danny Arnold plays it. Arnold lost his footing over there. A favourable bounce saw the Saints through. but Sullivan driving it up, relieving the pressure on the forwards. Just 5 minutes gone of the second half. No further score to the half-time, 26-4, as Northey unloads it to Pickervance. Pickervance turns inside, gives it back to Cunningham. Cunningham drives downfield, loses the possession. And referee Russell Smith just moves on the Saints side. That's Sean Marney, the wingman. Michael Hogue being forced back, some good tackling there. Hammond, Cunningham, O'Neill. And that's how it should be regular. Priddle blindside, Bellamy. Left. Hyde, Divecci. Paris with the ball in the hands, but look very devoid of idea. Divecci slips it out on that far side. Phil Rickard. The referee wants to get play underway. Paris put the ball downfield. Jointers the sweeper. Arnold picks it up. Quickly in at the tackle, Alex Coute. And Joey Hayes up the middle. Kabastani has him round the top. Azima went round the legs. Short ball to Morley. Well, taken round the neck there. Even though the pass looked forward initially. Or is it Kabastani that's been a judge of the high tackle? It was round the neck area. And Saints with a penalty. So Paris will restart. Poor kick by the Saints. Drop out from the 20, the centre of the 20. Ian Pickervance. It's all this blonde-haired syndrome from a distance. Just awkward at times. Menkins back on. Cunningham, long turns it in field. Looking for the runner, Joint, the captain. Northey, with his hand heavily strapped, his right hand. Now with Morley, drop off ball there. Was the Paris player impeded? Was he pulled back? I think that's what the referee's given. A penalty to Paris, yes, tugging the jersey there. As Morley put the ball out. Nobody there to take it. And Saints obstructing a Paris player in his efforts to regain the possession. Phil Bergman with 3 tries last Sunday for the Paris outfit. A good home win, obviously, and a great platform to come here tonight. But they're on the wrong end of a 26 points to 4 scoreline. Sean McRae not happy with Saints' performance, as I said, 36-26. Sloppy defence and general performance. Whether he'll be any more pleased with tonight's performance, time will only tell, won't it? Michael Hogue attacked in half. Paris with a chip kick through. Taken by Arnold, steps out of one. Holds onto the ball there in the slippy conditions. Hunt inside to Sullivan. Second row, Kabastani doing a lot of tackling. A lot of graft. Well, they're all doing a lot of graft, aren't they? Chris Joint. Taken by his opposite number, Phil Rickard, or his opposite position. Phil Rickard, the loose forward for Paris. But Cunningham forced back there. Good tackling. Cunningham with a wry smile gets up, plays it quickly. Long chips it through, favourable bounce. He hacks it on again. Sean Marnie takes the ball. And Paris have the possession. 15 metres inside their own half. And the score still 26 points to 4 after 11 minutes of the second half. Inside Saints territory. Paris with the possession. Northey and Morley complete the tackle. Bellamy at dummy half, blindside ploy. Menkins, the man used out wide, prop forward. The ball touching a Saints player and going in touch, but he didn't play at it. So it'll be scrummed down with head and feet to the Saints. Or it should be. It is. The ball did touch the Saints player and go in, but under the new ruling there, if it's gone in accidental, well, that wasn't bad. Right at second row by Sean Long. Of course, nobody bothers now, do they? Joey Hayes. Put to earth. Azima, the second tackler. Or the second man in. Saints bring the ball away. Hayes again. Julian O'Neill, another player reportedly to be leaving St Helens at the end of this season. Wigan are having a massive clear out as well. They've said they're going to have about six players at least that's going to be going. Big business now, this Super League, and success is the order of the day as Morley loses the possession. Well, I thought he'd lost the possession, the ball going over on the far side. Oh, and a terrible pass there. I think it was Alan Hunt that gave that last pass out to Anthony Sullivan. Terrible pass. Just as the tackle was completed, he went to throw it out, whether it did get a deflection. But Sullivan, no chance of taking that. So the man attacked in hooker position, El Kaluki. Not so bad once you get your teeth round it, is it? The actress said to the Bishop. Hyde in possession. Hunt with the tackle. Now with Cabastani. O'Neill and Northey put him to earth. El Kaluki. But Long comes up with it. Paris have been robbed of it, the referee says. And a penalty goes Paris' way. Hyde finds touch. 15 metres inside the Saints half on the main stand side here at Nosey Road, in front of a very poor crowd. So Paris looking to open the scoring in this second half. 14 minutes have gone. The score still remains as it was at half-time, 26-4. Bellamy has the ball. Sullivan with the tackle. Good breakthrough for El Kaluki. And Paris keep it going. Michael Hogue. Speculator back inside. Paris have it. Menkins comes up with it. Good running there from El Kaluki. Once again, Alex Kute keeps the ball going, slips it out to Cabastani. Saints tackling, he'll have to tighten up. Paris went within striking distance. Alex Kute at half back onto Menkins. Wrapped up by Joint and Pickavance. It is the last tackle of the sequence. The referee there, Justin Eyeshot. Chip for the corner, right into Alan Hunt's breadbasket. And Alex Kute comes up with the tackle. The ball meant to be grubbered low, but right into Alan Hunt's midriff. And Julian O'Neill with a clearing run, taken down by Azima. Had his foot lifted there. And referee Smith very lenient tonight. Don't think he's warned either side really. Captains. Long finds touch. 10 metres inside the Paris half. Once again the Saints spread it crossfield, but there's nobody able to penetrate either defence as of yet. Chris Joynt now. Oh, Joynt there! That spurred him into action, slips it out to Hayes. Well, there you go. Just as I was saying, there's nobody able to penetrate the ranks. Hayes goes in for his second. That's the opening score of the second half in the 16th minute. Joey Hayes in for his second try of the evening. But it's the Saints captain there, Chris Joynt. Powerful diagonal run. Sean Long 20 metres in, right on the 20-metre line there, as you can clearly see. Should be able to float it in, left-footed kicker. Oh, just makes too much adjustment. Scrapes the right hand upright on the wrong side. That brings up the 30. 30 points to 4. And Saints look on the way to a trip to Brisbane. So Matautia back on. And as Azima drives the ball up, Ricard from acting half-back. Saints playing up till obviously September. Then we've got the tourists over here, 3 tests. And the Australian season will be finished. Before the Saints, well, presuming the Saints go over to play Brisbane. So whether we catch Brisbane with an off day, who knows? One of the best sides in the Australian Rugby League. Penalty to the Saints. Or is it a turnover? I do beg your pardon. Paris playing the power play. And not playing it too well enough. Vila Matautia down the right flank, turns it back inside to Joey Hayes, just couldn't take it. Bounced off his chest. The referee's given a knock on. Just couldn't take it. Did it come off a Paris player? Looking at the big screen there. But the referee says no. Scrum down Adam feed to the Parisians. Paul Anderson just coming on. Yeah, so Paul Anderson coming on for Kieran Cunningham. Not much flair in this evening's encounter. Not what, well, I'm saying what we used to. Be quite honest, the Saints haven't been putting it together. Well, a forward pass given there. There wasn't a lot in that, not from our angle. Just at obviously first viewing. Divecci and Russell Smith exchanging pleasantries. That's a good one, isn't it? Frenchman and a Yorkshireman. Neither of them knew what they was talking about. Head and feet to the Saints. Oh, nearly one against the head there. Well, it's jigging about in the pack. Long puts it in again. Hammond, Arnold. Long out to Matautia. Anderson driving the ball through. Nobody with him. Good tackling from the Parisians. Within striking distance now. Joynt again. Big gap for the captain. Looking for support. Up to the 10-metre line. Arnold. Long along the line. Hunt. Hammond. Short ball. Out to Morley, yes, Morley. Oh, I told you he was hungry for tries, didn't I? Similar position to where he scored on Sunday. And Morley in for his second of the season. His first of this evening. 34 points to 4. And once again, Sean Long, 10 metres closer. And just squeezes it in this time, makes the necessary adjustment. 36 points to 4, with 18 minutes of the game left. Sean Long to restart. Taken by Di Vecchi. Big forward Azima driving it up. El Kaluki at the acting halfback. And now it's Ricard, the loose forward. El Kaluki again. Peckervanson joint. Put into grass, 20 metres from his own line. 36-4 the score. Romaine Salt. In my best French accent. French and Tellings accent, of course. El Kaluki at dummy half again. Paris put the ball upfield. Arnold will come for it. Full back position may be a problem for the Saints. Obviously Steve Prescott's out. Still a recurrence of his groin injury. Arnold, who used to play full back in the academy, an A team. Got Andy Haig at full back. And Andy Northey there, driving the ball up, wants a quick play the ball. Well, Anderson knocks it forward, but was he impeded? The referee says no. El Kaluki a little slow getting back, and the popular side faithful think that he was impeding Anderson. Nick Hyde operating in the half-back berth. Change round, obviously Bergman that scored 3 tries, he went off earlier on. So reshuffle for Andy Goodway. But as I said, from the only about 2 or maybe 3, not quite sure, from the last Sunday's game, with Paris probably concentrating on the Saturday's fixture against the Wire. Head and feed to the Saints there. El Kaluki driving it forward, looking to squeeze it out. The ball did go forward. Sean Long couldn't take it, so the first knock on ruled. Head and feed to the Saints. Long feeds it. Matautia has it, pushes one man off. And well, wants to play it quickly, but Bellamy's hanging onto his legs. Long saw the gap, he went for it. El Kaluki and Alex Cute. Now it's Julian O'Neill. Well, the ball squirts out. Paris have it. The referee looks at the touch judge. Marnie, the initial try scorer, the only try scorer, the opening try scorer of the game for Paris, had the ball. Now it's with Michael Hogue. Getting quite dark here at Nosey Road. The ball knocked down. Head and feed to the Saints. 20 metres from their own line. Well, foot up there by El Kaluki. Arnold. Hammond attacked in half. Now it's with Pickervance. Paul Anderson. Northey steps up quickly. Now it's with Morley. Into Paris territory. And Morley didn't like the tackle. Chris Joint. Good yardage, but good tackling by the Paris outfit, it must be said. With 14 minutes remaining, 36-4 the score. Hayes, is he onside? Doesn't matter. Paris have the ball. Sean Marnie is brought to earth by Paul Anderson. Long and Northian at the tackle. On Hyde. Bellamy, no way through for him. Spirited defence by the Saints. Menkins. All just one man driving rugby. But the ball booted deep upfield. Arnold should field it, and he does successfully. Runs over to that left flank. Well, pushed down again, dearie me. That's a penalty if ever there was one. Sullivan. Half a gap. Quickly closed down. Pickermans looking for runners. The ball's loose. He slipped it to Anderson. Anderson couldn't take it. Azima, the man in possession for Paris. Squandering the ball of the Saints, not respecting the possession. Hogue for Paris. Paris in 10th position in the league. I know this is a World Club Championship game, but Paris 10th position in the league. They're fighting for their existence. Saints in 4th position. Paris only won 5 out of 18 games. And obviously they'll be hoping that they can turn over Warrington on Saturday. And they'll be hoping that the Saints, who go to Weldon Road, Castleford on Sunday, can do a job for them. Castle in 11th position, and they've got relegation worries, with only Oldham below them in the league. Arnold in possession for the Saints. Writhes in agony there as he gets up, just taking a knock. But Joey Hayes takes the ball away. Chris Joint, strong running. Wants to play it quick, well impeded there at the play of the ball by Azima. Saints awarded a penalty. And a good long kick upfield. Sean Long there. Yes, excellent work by Long. 20 metres now from the Paris line. An ideal platform to build on. Now 10 metres short. That's the first tackle, or is that the 0 tackle? So Derek McVie back on for Chris Joint. And Anderson there just short. Hammond, short ball to Northey. Can Northey squeeze in? Hammond slips it out. Touches Northey. Now to O'Neill. Saints with an overlap. Long jigs back. Long will go in. He does. That's a try. Long scores one there. He was the provider before. 69 minutes of the game gone. 8 tries, 32 points. 5 goals when he pops this one over. 10 points, making the score 42 points to 4. Right in front of the sticks. Yes, no problem. Delicately chipped there. I bet he's a good golfer as well with the chip like that. But 42 points to 4. 5 goals from Long. And 8 tries from the Saints. Once again, Sean Long will kick off. The scoring side always kick off now, giving the Parisians possession. Di Vecchi knocks it forward well. Chips it into touch. Alan Hunt was steaming up there and maybe could have took advantage of that. But Di Vecchi knocked it forward. He only saw the danger late on. Moved over. Another Paris player there. I don't know who got it chipped into touch. But once again, the Saints within striking distance. Long from the base of the scrum. Hunt offers the dummy. The Parisians don't take it. Bellamy has him round the top. And Nick Coutet has him round the bottom. No, not, you know what I mean, not round the bottom, I mean round the legs. Well, Saints lose the possession, squander the possession again. Early in the tackle count. And Di Vecchi attacked in scrum half. And Paris have the possession. 10 minutes remain. Saints on the way to Brisbane. Weekend of October the 3rd, 4th. In the quarter-finals of the World Club Championships. And they're going to have to play a lot better than they have done in the earlier rounds. Mind you, we can say that about quite a few of the top sides. Bradford, that I thought would have won a couple of games at least. They won more than a couple. And they didn't win one either. They're the leaders in the Super League, looking to go through the card unbeaten. I hope they do. Be a great achievement, won't it? 4 games left. I know they've got to play Sheffield, Wigan, and I think that I can't think who the other one is, but the last match is London away, and that's going to be a tester for them, isn't it? Especially if they come through the card unbeaten to London. Matautia on the burst. Forced to the ground. Hogue at the end bounces him to earth. Now it's with Anderson. But once again, the Saints, they're just going up the middle. No, they're the man in possession. Anderson attacked in half. Long looking to put on a move there with Hammond. The ball going to earth. Azima picks it up for the Parisians. Not a great display tonight, but at least 42 points scored. Paris, we're not the strongest side, as we know. But equally as hard for the Saints. Obviously the second game within 4 days. Away on Sunday again at Cass. Chip kick through there by Paris. Arnold played well. Still in the field of play. Well, I was going to say still in the in-goal area, I meant to say. But gets into the field of play. Did well there. Good 20 metre clearing run. Long. Pickavance. O'Neill. McVie, I should say. On to Hunt. Back to Long. Anderson. So it's keeping the ball rolling. Michael Hogue with the tackle. The referee's moved in. He's blown up for some infringement. Alan Hunt there in a lot of discomfort. Hunt, who took a knock on Sunday against Oldham. Had intensive treatment in the week. And Alan Hunt being carried off. Cheered off, I should say, not actually carried. Now, whether Saints have made, I think they've made all the substitutions. Not quite sure. It looks at an ankle injury to, an ankle or a knee injury to Alan Hunt. So maybe Saints will have to play the remainder of the game, the 5 minutes left, with only 12 men. No, well, maybe we have had a blood bin before, I don't know. Pickavance breaks out of the tackle. Ricard can't hold him, finally brought down. Coutart, Nick Coutart. Hammond. Morley. Hammond at dummy half. Blindside ploy, Matautia. 25 metres out. Force back, looking to unload. Hammond brings it blindside, looking for Joey Hayes third. Oh yes, Hayes, can he go in? I think he's scored. I think that'll go to the big screen. Yes, the referee not happy with it. He's going to the big screen for the first time this evening. But Joey Hayes will be in for his hat-trick if it's given. So referee Russell Smith just giving instructions to the video ref here at Nosey Road on the Sky match to see if the try is good. Obviously the big screen we're not privy to. Well, double movement is given. We're not privy to the big screen in our vantage point, but it won't make any difference whatever we think or whatever the crowd thinks. The video ref that makes the decision. He said it was a double movement. Palace have the penalty. Menkins has the position and the possession, and I make it. We're in the last minute of play. Hogue slips it back. El Kaluki. It's easy once you get your tongue round it, isn't it? Well, it's Nick Kute attacked in half. Now it's Rickard being forced over to the touch. Good tackling there by Anthony Sullivan and Sean Long. Derek McVie over there as well. Maybe the last scrum of the game. 42 points to 4. Derek McVie picks it up from the loose forward berth. Saints scoring 16 points in this second half. The ball's loose there, taken up and then squaws out in the tackle. The ferocity of the tackle, squeezing it out. And Paris, they open the scoring. Can they close it? All they've got is that Marnie try in the 3rd minute, which took this. Oh, that looked a little high from Julian O'Neill. Nothing malicious, but I bet he felt it. Bellamy. Hogue running the ball up. El Kaluki at the dummy half. You can see why there's no name on the back of his shirt. They've got to come right round the front as well. But there we go, the loose forward there. Phil Rickard. Sullivan and McVie with the tackle. Di Vecchi along the line. Hogue grubbers it for the corner. Arnold, well positioned. Oh, does well, does Danny Arnold. Looking for support, gives it to Hayes. Menkins, prop forward on Hayes, wingman. And now it's Arnold again. Just awaiting the final hooter. 40 minutes gone on the clock. Just that short break, I think, for the video ref, just. As Derek McVie takes it down the left flank. Slips it back inside to Pickavance. Pickavance, I thought he was going to give it to Sullivan. He took the tackle. Sullivan steps up at dummy half. The ball put high in the air. Hammond comes up with it. There's the final hooter. So Saints win their first game in the World Club Championships, and that's the playoff for 4th place. And obviously the winners tonight, Saints, are away to Brisbane on the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of October. Half time was 26 points to 4. Took Saints 16 minutes to open the scoring in the second half. Joey Hayes in for a try, that was unconverted. 4 minutes later, Morley went in for his 2nd of the season. Goal by Long, and Saints well in command at 36-4. And 9 minutes later, Long went in for a try, converted it himself. That was the final score here at Nosey Road. 42 points to 4. Thanks for joining us. You've been with Micron Video. Join us on Sunday at Weldon Road, where the Saints take on the Tigers.